Hello friends, welcome to Selenium WebDriver Training Session 40. This is Haradhan once again as usual. Today in this session I will discuss how we can create object repository in Selenium WebDriver with the help of XML file. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Please provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next videos. So in my last video, I already discussed how we can create object repository in Selenium WebDriver with properties file. In this session, I will discuss how we can create the same thing with the help of XML file. So Selenium WebDriver does not offer object repository implementation by default, just like UFT or QTB, right, which by default offers the object repository. But Selenium WebDriver does not offer this thing. So what does it mean by object repository? So object repository is a centralized storage of locator in the form of object. So all the objects can be stored in the centralized format, right? So in case the same object is used, we are using multiple time. So instead of updating multiple times in the test cases or test script, we will update in the centralized storage location, so that once we update in the centralized storage location, and that update will reflect in the all the steps skipped, right? Whatever we already written in the particular project. So it will be on the project level. We will create an one XML file, and within that project, there can be so many like packages, and under so many different packages there can be huge number of classes. But in case we are updating the properties in the XML files, and that update will reflect all the class under the same project. User can store all the element locator in a separate XML file also, just like the properties file. XML stands for Extensive Markup Language. An XML file uses Document Object Model or DOM as the basic structure. XML file format will replicate the HTML format upon which the web page is constructed. So how we can create the object repository in Selenium WebDriver using XML file? So here I already created a class or implementations, object repository implementation using XML file, right? So I already set the properties of the Chrome driver. I am already instantiating the Chrome driver, and I am maximizing the driver, right? So here instead of, then I want to pass that particular, suppose say driver.find element, sorry, driver.get, right? I want to pass the URL for Facebook. Okay, so here I want to pass the URL for Facebook, driver.get. Okay, now if I want to enter some value in the, suppose say, email field, right? I need to first inspect the element in the email field. So you can see the ID is email or name is email. So I can find any element, right? Driver dot find element by dot name. Name is email. Dot send keys. Suppose I want to enter some value. Selenium test. Okay, that's the value I want to enter. So the object has been identified, right? With the name attribute as email. I want to, after launching the browser, I am opening the Facebook page, and I want to enter some value in the email field. So if I run it, I can definitely run it. And it will launch the Chrome browsers. It will maximize the browser. It will pass the URL for Facebook's. Then it will identify the element with the properties name as emails, which is the email, and it will, after identifying, it will enter the value as Selenium test. Right? You can see it's working fine. Okay, but now that particular, right, object locator and locator value, suppose locator value I want to, I mean, instead of hard coding, I want to add through XML file. So in case that particular locator value is using in multiple test steps of the test cases, right? So and in case it got changed, instead of changing in every test in every script or every steps, we will change in the one particular object repository, which can be properties or can be XML. So property already covered in previous session. This session I will show how we can, I mean, create the object repository in the form of XML file, right? And we will take the, and in case any update is required of the properties or element locator value, we will update in the XML file and we will directly and automatically it will update all your test scripts. So here first you need to select the project, need to right click, okay, new and others. Here you can find an XML folder and need to select on the XML file, okay. And here you need to give the XML file. Suppose I want to give the file name as object properties.xml. Object properties.xml. Okay, after that you need to click on the next button. Sorry, we need to click on the finish button. Okay, after giving the name, you need to click on the finish button. Okay, so that's the step, right? We need to right click on the project, new, other, XML file. After clicking on the next button, we need to enter the valid name, XML file name, and then need to click on the finish button, right? So automatically some XML file will be created, so you can delete everything, right? Now we need to enter the value, right? Create the tag for the XML, right? Suppose in case I want to identify the email field, right? So obviously tag name will start at the email field and the option will be menu, right? Similarly, I want to add some, I mean, I want to identify the password field or sign in field, right? Login button. So here I already created. So that's why I will create the XML file. So whatever XML file is created, you have to create that way. First, you need to give the menu and you need to close with the menu options. Then suppose email field, I want to identify the email field, password field, and then login button, right? In case if you want to also use the create new account, forget account link, so whatever you can add one by one, right? So you need to start with the tag and end with the same tag name, right? Class tag name. And here I am giving some, right, important locator value. Okay, so for the email field I am given email, which can be name or ID, right? So I have given email. Similarly for the password field, if I want to inspect the element password field, right, ID is password, name is password, so I have given pass. This is the value, element locator value. And for sign in button, I have created the XPath. So if I want to find that element, you need just press Ctrl F. If you enter, you can see that like only one element is getting highlighted, right? Login button. So that is the expert I have created, and I have given for the login or sign in button. I can change it, right? Login button. Okay. So again, you need to change the ending tag, same name. It should be same name. Login button. Okay. That's why I am creating the XML file. Okay. So I have want to identify three different, right, object here or element. One is the email, password, and login button. If you want to add all the object from the page, you can add one by one under the menu options, right? And you need to close with the same tag. Okay, suppose if you want to add any more thing, you can still add it. Suppose I want to add create new account, right? Okay, and here I need to close with end tag, and right, same end tag. And here you can give anything, right? Any attribute, CSS or XPath, okay, or name, anything you can give it. You can create your own XPath here and you can give it. Suppose ID is there, right? You can give the ID. Suppose if you want to Control F If you want to find the ID, you can see only one attribute is getting respected, so I can give the ID here. Okay, so that's why I can create my XML file. I can enter all the field, all the element where whatever I want to use in my script or in my test cases. So if I go to the test cases, so now let's comment this line of code. So I will try to implement this thing from the XML file whatever I have written instead of hard coding. So here what you need to do first, right? Reading the data from the XML file can be accomplished using built-in DOM4j class in Java. So user needs to install and add the below jar file into the build path of the project. Jackson jar file and DOM4j 1.6.jar file. So if you go to the Google and simply press jackson.jar download. Okay. And if you enter, you can see some link. Suppose this is the link. And here you can find that link. If you click here, so file will be downloaded and you can copy and paste it, right, in your desktop or whatever you want to require it, right? So that particular jar file will be there. Similarly for the other file, right, the dom4j 1.6.jar, similar way, if you enter here and download, just enter and enter. So one link will be coming. If you open the link, and here there will be link for downloading, just click on that, it will be downloaded, and you need to, right, take the jar file and you need to save it in desktop or other folder. So I already saved here in my desktop folder. Okay, and another is, so here I have already uploaded all the jar files, dom4j, Jackson, everything. Now you need to associate the project, right, all the jar file. Okay, so you need to select the project, you need to right click here, you need to go to the build path, configure build path, right, and you need to click on the add external jars, and then you need to add those files. So it's already added in my project, so you can see dom4j and other is added, right? Dom4j is already added and Jackson is also added, right? If you're not added, you need to add this thing, right, Jackson. So that is already added. So just go to the Java build path, libraries, and add external jars. You need to simply add it, dom4j and Jackson file, jar file, so that relevant properties will be, you can use it. Now you need to, right, initially user need to create a file object and pass its parameter to read the method of the SAX reader class. Okay, so you need to create an object here, right, of the file object, right, first. So you need to give the user directory and then the path of the object file, right? So I have created the object properties.xml, so I want to give the path because this is the project. That is the reason project path you can get dot system dot get properties and dot user dot directory, right? And you need to import the file object, sorry, file class from the java.io, not the other part. Only you need to import the file class from the java.io. Once you successfully create the object of the file class, then you need to, right, use that particular SAX reader class. You need to create an object or instance of the SAX reader. You need to import it, SAX reader, from org.dom4j.io, that particular packages, right? After that, you need to create a object for the document class, right? So you need to pass the, you need to use that particular SX reader object, and you need to also, whatever you need to read, you need to read the file, right? That is the reason you need to give the object instance, right, for the file where the XML file where you already kept your details, object details, right? You need to import the document class from org.dom4j, not from the other packages. Only you need to select import document from org.dom4j, because that jar file we already included, right? Now you need to add some declaration, right? Add throws declaration. So if you there you need to add it document exceptions. Okay. Now you need to use, and how the particular object can be accessed. We need to use select single node methods. Then we can use it. So I will create another variable, string variable, say the email field, right? And I can give any other name, email one, say, or maybe email text field. I can give it. Okay. And then the object whatever created for the document class, and then a particular object method we need to use select single node, and that is the tag, right? Double slash, because that is the menu options. Under the menu we have created the sub menu, right? That email field we have to give that particular syntax. Then dot get text, so that particular value it will be we can get it, right? That particular value we can get it, which is the either name or the id attribute, right? Because that particular email is id or name attribute, so I can get the attribute here. Okay. Now how can I use it? You need to, if you want to, first open the Facebook page, then if you want to identify the element, element driver dot find element by dot, right? You need to give the id or email name, because that email value is matching with that particular locator name or id. You can give anything, right? id, and then within the bracket you need to give the variable name where you are storing the value, right? Then dot send keys, you can enter any values. Suppose or object repository xml file I want to add it in the, suppose say, the username field or email field, right? Now let's run the code, let's see whether it's working or not. So here I am not using the properties, right? Sorry, value of the id. Instead of that, here I have entered, right, the email. That is the value of the id or name, anything it can be there. Okay, so id or name it's fine, but I am accessing that particular xml file. Okay, so in case my id is getting changed, I will update here instead of hard coding. So if you hard code it, so if all the steps where you will be using the same id, right, same particular email field, you have to update every time. Instead of that, I will update here, and it will update all the cases where that particular field or object will be used, right? Now let's run the field and let's see whether with the help of, right, sx reader class and file class and document class, and with the implementation of two other, like jar file, right, jackson.jar and dom4j.jar file, like whether the Selenium WebDriver is able to pick up the element locator value from the XML file and working properly or not. Okay, now let's run the code and let's see whether my Facebook page, first Chrome browser is opening, then Facebook page is opening. After maximizing the page, and once the page is fully loaded, the email field is getting highlighted and the value is getting entered or not. So that is my intention, with the help of external XML file where I am passing the object properties, right? So you can see it is working perfectly fine, right? So what XML file is getting entered in the email field. Now similar way, if you want to, right, identify the other two field, password field and login button, if you want to click here, right, how can you do it? So here You need to, suppose for the password field, I will say pass text field. I will declare a variable for the password field as pass text field because it is text field, right? Okay, and here the option will be the method will be same, select single node, and option will be / menu and then the next tag, that password tag. I need to use it and get text, right? So that I will get the element locator value. Okay, so whatever value has been entered, pass has been entered, right? So I need to identify the element locator. So whatever I have given, so pass is either it can be name or id. So we try with name. Let's see with the name it is working fine or not. Driver dot find element by dot name. Okay, here I will use that particular pass text field and dot send keys. From here I want to add, suppose, password 123. Okay, and if I want to display something, I want to display in the console email and password entered successfully. Okay, let's run the code. Let's see whether the email field already we have tried, and now the password field is getting identified from the XML file properties, object properties, and it is getting getting identified, and value is getting entered, right? Password 123 along with the email field over XML file. So it is launching the Chrome browsers, it is maximizing the browser, it is entering the right URL for Facebook. So once it is loaded, it is identifying the user ID and password field, email and password field, and is getting entered correctly, right? Now I want to also enter some value in the I want to click on the login button. Okay, so here first I already given the XPath for the login button here, right? That is the XPath. Now I want to create a variable for that XPath, and here already entered, right, email and password field, so it is getting printed on the curve. Okay, so here it is the login button. I am giving the variable name is login button. Okay, and here similar way the doc for the object whatever created for the document class, and then method selects single node, and here I need to pass / menu, and this is the sub option, sub menu is login button I need to provide here. Okay, so the XPath it will get and it will stored in the string login button. Now if I want to identify the element, driver dot find element, so it was the XPath, right? So by dot XPath, and it will I need to give the login button, and it is a button, so I need to click on that button, right? Okay, and here I want to print email and password entered successfully and login button clicked. That output I want to get printed in the console, right? Okay, now let's run the code and let's see whether it's working or not. So it will launch the Chrome browsers, it will maximize the browsers, it will enter the URL for Facebook page. Okay, then it will try to take all the information from the XML files, and it will identify the email password field and login field, and it will enter the value in the email password, and it will click on the login button. So you can see enter password field was there, a value was entered, and after the login button, because it was not matching, so the email address or phone number that you have entered does not match any account. It is displaying, right? Now instead of login button, after entering the ID password value, I want to click on the, and the display output is coming, right? Email and password entered successfully and login button click. Right? I want to click on the sign in button. Okay, so I want to click on that particular create new account button. Okay, so for that create new account I already entered, right? That is the ID. So if I want to inspect that particular field, that ID was already entered in the XML file. So through the ID I can identify the element, right? So here I will use the same context. I will create a string variable. It will be create new account button. That string variable name I am giving as create new account button. Okay, and it will be doc select single class node is the object, sorry, method name, and here menu, and I need to give the sub menu option, which is the create new account. So the particular options will be saved, particular, sorry, the particular id value will be saved in the create new account button string variable get text and into close with, right? So now if I want to click on that button, driver dot find element, the property is by id, right? By dot id, and I need to give pass the id, right? So here create new account button, and it's a button I need to click on that. Okay, now let's run the code and let's see. So whether after Facebook page is opening and it is entering the value, here I can change it to user Facebook user password 123, and after that it will click on the create new account button. Okay, let's save the code, let's run it. So you can see it is clicking on the create new account button. So it's working fine, right? Okay. Now say I am closing the browsers, right? Okay. Now say your all the fields are using multiple times in other test cases. Okay. And in case you are hard coding, you are not using the object repository, right? It can be through properties file or can be through XML file. In case you are, not using the object repository, so you have to hard code it, right? The attribute for the ID, sorry, element locator value. And in case your value is got changed, so you have to change every time. So it will be time consuming process, as well as there can be human error. Instead of that, in case I will use the, either properties file or XML file, where in case of any change I can change only single places, so that all my test script will be updated automatically. So in case I have changes here, that is the email one, that is the ID or the name field, so automatically it will change all the test cases, right? Wherever the ID attribute is getting, so that particular email field will be getting used with the help of ID attribute, right? So that is the major benefit of the, right, object repository. Either it can be through properties file or it can be through, right, XML file. Okay, so that's why instead of hard coding the element locator value, we can create the object repository through properties file or XML file, and we can use them. And in case we need to use the XML through XML, sorry, we need to create object repository through XML file, so you need to, I mean uh, download two other jars, install two other jars like jackson.jar and dom4j.jar, and we need to associate to the build path, so that whatever class I want to use like SAX reader or document, that will be available in the dom4j jar file, and I can use it, and I can identify the, right, objects available in the XML files, right? So that's why we can create our own object repository, and instead of hard coding the object properties, we can add them in the XML or properties file, and as and when like any update is required, we will simply update in the XML or properties file, so that all the test cases available under the same project will be automatically affected, and there will be no changes required in the all the places. And obviously it will reduce, help to save you time, and as well as to reduce the, I mean human error. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.